It's time for another edition of Would You Guess? I'm your host, Brad Pomerantz. I guess we should get started. Now, Jews? Well, I guess we're a tribal people. When you consider where the largest Jewish communities reside, you probably think of cities like New York, Los Angeles, Boca Raton, and of course Israel. As a matter of fact, 84% of all Jews live in either the US or Israel. Now today, in many countries, you would be hard-pressed to find a single Jewish community. But would you guess? There has in fact been a Jewish community living in Kaifeng, China for over 1,000 years. Kaifeng, located in China's central province of Hainan, is the home of the only native Jewish community in all of East Asia. Now, while it's not entirely clear when the Jews arrived in Kaifeng, historians believe that they landed by way of India or Persia between around 960 and 1127 in the Common Era during the Song Dynasty. Now, in earlier times, the Jews of Kaifeng were not that much different than other Jews. They prayed in synagogues, both in Hebrew and classical Chinese. They wore blue head coverings. They gave their children both Hebrew and Chinese names. They observed Shabbat, Hanukkah, and even circumcised their male children. But for centuries, the Jews of Kaifeng had been mostly unknown to the world's population, as they remained isolated from all other Jewish communities. It wasn't until 1605 that a Jew from Kaifeng traveled to Beijing and met an Italian man, Matteo Ricci, that the existence of Jews in China became known to Europeans and subsequently the world at large. But how is it that this Jewish community endured throughout the centuries? Well, unlike Christian Europe, historically, China has seen much less anti-Semitism. The non-Jewish people of Kaifeng even encouraged their Jewish counterparts to become involved in public life. And while these residents' inclusiveness may have been well-intentioned, it did eventually lead to significant assimilation. Well, at its peak, Kaifeng's Jewish population was roughly 5,000. But those numbers have declined throughout the centuries. Today, there are about between 500 and 1,000 Jews remaining in Kaifeng who still identify as Jewish in some form. Well, that's all for this edition of Would You Guess?